Attention AAHS audiovisual students. Today we're going to take a look at the Zimmer Studio, how it's set up, how we use it, some of the equipment, and how it functions.
Let's first take a look at the studio's construction. There are two rooms, the cutting room where the cameras, camera operators, and talents are located, and also the control room. The control room is where content taking place in the cutting room is produced. In the cutting room, you notice the walls of the studio itself are painted green. This is for green screen technology, which we will discuss later. The bottom of the walls are curved. Both of these features are used to create a virtual set. In the control room, there are three computers. The first computer is the TriCaster. It is to control the production. The second computer is the audio computer, which controls the audio interface. And the third computer is the teleprompter. Lighting is important in the Zimmer Studio. Good lighting is what allows the green screen technology to work well. It is important to avoid all shadows and to create the best looking virtual environment as possible. Also located in the cutting room on tripods are SDI or HDMI cameras used to film the productions. These tripods also have attached teleprompters for the talents to use that are fed from a computer in the control room. Using a program called FlipQ, students will type the dialogue for the day's broadcast into a word processing program. When complete, the file must be saved as an RTF, a rich text format file. The file is then loaded into the FlipQ software. This program sends a signal to the monitors attached to the camera tripods that is mirrored. In the cutting room, the text reflects off the mirrored image for the talents on the set to read. The speed of the text is controlled by the computer teleprompter operator. On the audio computer in the studio control room is where all the microphones and sound during the production is controlled. This is not used to control volume, but instead to control the gain levels coming in from the microphone or other audio sources. The talents on the set have two lapel microphones. These are connected to a rack-mounted Behringer X32. To control the soundboard, open the X32 Edit software. Click the Setup button, Network, then connect the X32 using the console to computer function. Once connected, you can control the gain levels going into the TriCaster. To control the volume in the control room, use the PreSonus Control Station volume knob. This doesn't affect the volume going into the recording, it only changes the volume that you listen at in the control room. The control station also sends the headphone signal to the camera operators and has a built-in microphone to help the producers in the control room communicate directly with the camera operators. The buttons should be set as follows. On the right side, ST1 should be selected. On the left side, speakers A should be selected. Both the sound and the cameras previously discussed are fed into the TriCaster computer and software. The TriCaster is the nerve center for the entire studio. Without it, nothing could happen. Let's take a closer look at how it functions. There are 4 HDMI inputs on the TriCaster. However, we will only be using camera inputs 1 and 2 most of the time. Let's take a look at the interface of the TriCaster and how to prepare it for use. On the top right-hand side of the TriCaster, you will see a preview and program screen. Your program screen is what is currently being recorded or broadcasted. The preview screen is what will be broadcasted once you hit the enter button or the take button on the interface. On the top left are all the different sources for content, including cameras, video from the internet called net, your DDRs, which is outside media you can bring in, and finally graphics. Let's set up a green screen studio. Step 1, make sure both cameras in the cutting room are on. Step 2, for the program out, select ME1. In the middle of the screen, there's a heading called Mix Effects. Click on the text to open the window. In the ME settings, on row A, select Camera 2. On the right side of the screen, you'll see a bunch of boxes with the number 2. Click the plus sign above those boxes. Select a virtual studio, one with a TV. It's now time to calibrate the green screen, so that the area around the subject is no longer green, but part of the virtual studio. Click the Settings button underneath Camera 2. Select Live Matte and turn on the Live Matte. Click on the eyedropper and drag it over to the program screen, as close as you can get to the subject, and let go. The area around the subject is no longer green and appears to be sitting at the desk. The next step is to set up our DDR. Click the plus button in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen and go to Browse. Find a media clip that you would like to display on the TV on the virtual set. Select DDR1 in column B. This will place the media content you just located on the virtual TV. Now we are going to create a lower thirds graphic. Click the Graphic tab and then the plus sign. Go to Browse and find a lower thirds graphic. Once you have found your graphic, scroll over it and click the Settings button. This will allow you to type whatever you want in the graphic. By clicking Take or Auto on the downstream key, this places the graphic on the screen. If you are done with the graphic, simply click the button again and it will go away.